What are you looking at, butthead? Say hi to your mom for me.
Welcome to Black Irish Podcast. Hey there, and welcome to an all-new episode of Black Irish Podcast with myself, Brendan McCorkle, and Mike is back, Crawford! Hey, buddy.
What up? What's going on, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but it is not a requirement to take a shower before you podcast.
It should be.
It should be?
Yes.
Okay, well, just so you know, this is the fourth show in a row that I have not showered.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much you do, so I'm not gonna judge you. But if you can smell yourself doing the show,
There's been a couple of times where I've come back from the gym and just ran out of time and well, here we go.
Well, that's nasty, bro.
I know it is nasty, but it's still not a requirement.
The benefit is you're in a room by yourself, so no one has to smell it with you, buddy.
That's right. I just think it's weird because I'm sometimes I'll take 2 or 3 showers a day. Like if I go to the gym in the morning, come home, take a shower, and then if I do stuff around the house and get dirty or sweaty or whatever, and then I'm gonna go out to do comedy, I got to take another shower at night, and then sometimes one in between if there's something stinky.
There you go. Take plenty of showers.
Or I just circumvent the whole process and don't shower at all for a whole day.
Sometimes if you're just laying around the house, why not?
Because it's gross, but sometimes life gets in the way, Mike. But I'm glad you're back. Life didn't get in the way too much. Mike is back.
Life is in the way.
I know.
Life is definitely in the way, but I'm here. I'm alive. I'm kicking. Nice to see you all again.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again, my guy.
It's very good to see your face. It's always good to see your face.
See
Where
those
is the
two
time
new heads over my
gone,
shoulder?
Mike?
It's gone way too far. Like time flies.
Time does fly. So much so that we've been doing this for officially 2 years now. This is the week 2 years ago that
you just wink at me, bro.
I don't know. Maybe I accidentally did. My face does weird shit sometimes. Do you want me to wink at you, or is that something where you're like, hey, man, keep your winks to yourself?
That was kind of weird. I just wanted to make sure, it was an accident. So
that was a real one.
Want to hear a story about those two hats over my shoulder before you talk about our history?
Yeah, the White Sox hat that's red, and then I can't see what the other one is.
Oh, it's a Cowboys hat, which is perfectly fine. But the White Sox that's red was purchased because for some reason I thought it was a Red Sox.
Wait, you bought that for yourself?
Yes, it's absolutely my hat to match my brand new Jordan that I got.
Okay, so you recently purchased this?
Like yesterday, right?
How high were you?
I was pretty high. I'm always high.
I know, but that's like
working.
For you to not notice the logo's different.
I noticed the logo was different. I don't know why in my mind was the Red Sox logo just for yesterday while I was at the mall by myself. Then earlier I was showing my boys and one of them happily pointed out that it was a White Sox hat. So I went to go look under the brim and well, by golly.
I'm surprised you didn't recognize the logo.
I definitely do now. And why is it red? I have no clue.
Because they make that's the new thing, which I don't care for, by the way, is
they just make team colors.
Dude, there are literally, I mean, you go into like a lids, or do you guys have lids out there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Sometimes East Coast, West Coast a little different. But so lids will have like legitimately 60 different versions of Dodger hats. And it's like purple and blue and red and yellow and all the colors that don't match the Dodgers. And I get it, it's for style and stuff, but like that. Like that's just a red White Sox hat.
They're trying to appeal to like people in their neighborhood for gang culture.
No, they're trying to do it so that when you buy your red Jordans, you buy a red White Sox hat if you're a fan.
because I know gangs are big in Chicago, so maybe they want the blood to
Yeah, but it's not just Chicago. Like I was just saying, it's like they do it for LA. It's so you can match your favorite team to whatever your gear is.
Gangs are big in LA. They need to make every color Dodger hat that there is, because there are gangs with every single color in LA.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
They need to make sure everybody could wear the color hat for their game.
That was always the big. I remember that was the big thing on, at least on our block, with a particular group of guys, that they wore a lot of blue, a lot of light blue, and the place that they always got their hats specifically was the swap meet, because they had a certain color that it was just like, this is the place that has this color, and so they would just go in and buy them up anytime that they were there.
That was the biggest worry I had before I ever came to Cali the first time.
Really?
Which is where I met you, my guy.
Yeah.
My biggest worry was what color clothes and what color hat, which is a story that we've told on one of these episodes in the 2 years that we've been together, my guy. 2 whole years.
2 years.
Which is a funny episode.
104 in, well, once this gets published, it'll be in the books. And I'm happy to say that while we have had some ebbs and flows about the recordings and schedules and timing and stuff, we have yet to miss an episode. We have always come out on time, and that's something that
it's always you coming out on time because Mike didn't make it.
Well, no, that's just happenstance of life, you know, because there's been other times where I'm like, hey, I can't make it unless you make an adjustment, and you have. So there's been both for both sets of us. If you weren't able to make it, I'm the one that has all the gear, so I got to make sure this train runs. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's doing everything. You're the talent. I'm the nuts and bolts of this operation.
Actually, you're a pretty good looking dude myself. What do I bring to this? I don't know. I'm funny sometimes.
You bring it all. You bring it all. Don't sell yourself short. But I was just kind of like, I was reflecting a little bit, not much, but when I was writing it, like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for 2 years now. And like how we ended up getting here. I know we kind of addressed it initially in the first episode when we first started, but basically it's, you know, you fell into our lives, which is great. Fell into my life, which is great. And we got a chance to live together for a little while. We've stayed in touch. We've been great friends. I mean, we're family at this point. We've been family for a long time. But how we got here, podcasting, that's the part that's weird, because neither of us have ever had any inkling desire to public speak, be on camera, to be like, we've never ever wanted to do anything like that. And it was
a random thought.
It was a random thought, and also other people plugging it into our brains that were hanging out with us, like, hey, did you guys ever think about starting a podcast? And then we're like, oh yeah, we should do that. And then we never did, because we're us and we're lazy and we had our own sets of issues and parameters that we couldn't, work within and all that good stuff. And then we hadn't talked, spoke, text, phoned, anything for how long?
I don't know.
It had been a couple of years.
I don't keep track of that stuff.
I want to say it was almost 3 years since we've had any communication whatsoever. Like after you moved back east, we had some random communications here and there, or maybe it would be like a Merry Christmas or something.
I'm about to say, I would believe that we spoke on holidays. I don't think.
Up until
it was probably sparingly,
but like 2018, 19, 20. Ish, like those years, like we just had gotten a little bit more distant.
Yeah, it was probably just sparingly, like holidays.
If at all. And then out of the blue one day in November 2020, my big thing was with podcasting. It's like when we lived together, we weren't ready to do it. We had no idea. We didn't. It would have failed.
It would have not been anything.
It would have failed, and.
It probably wouldn't have failed because we probably would have forced ourselves to do it.
See, I think it would have failed because I'm being honest with myself, and I don't think I had the drive to do it consistently. I think it would have been like, hey, you feel like doing this? Okay, no, not today. And then it would just fall off.
Once we would have found time once. We didn't have lives, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I also know that I was super not.
No, it wouldn't have been a thing like, it wouldn't have been like this where we're at exact time we got planned it and everything. It would have been randomly per week. Like 1 week would have been a Monday, like we're sitting around, kids ain't doing nothing. We're like, hey, bro, you want to go record right now?
Yeah. And then 3 weeks later, we do it again.
Yeah. Or 2 weeks later, it's like a Wednesday this time. We're like, oh, man, we got some time now. It would have been more like that.
I feel like the same thing. So it's just kind of funny. So then I reach out to you via text. I remember where I was. I was sitting in front of a plumbing supply store trying to pick up a part for work. That it's not even my job to pick up the part, but I was just trying to be helpful.
You were still working in November of 20?
Yeah, I was in November of 20. It was like the first or second week of November. I had reached out. It may have even been November 13th. I don't know why that date sticks in my head. But I remember texting. I was sitting in my car outside of a plumbing supply warehouse. And I was just like, hey, man, how you doing? I hope all is well, something like that. And then you responded. And I was like, oh, cool. Hey, remember that podcast thing? Are you still interested in doing that? And you're like,
a question I've never asked based on the way you just told this story.
What?
Were you not expecting to get a response?
I didn't know because we didn't talk. I was like, maybe he'll text me back, but maybe it won't be for a week. I don't know. Or maybe he won't
understand. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know. I honestly didn't know. My expectations were, I hope he answers, and I hope he still is interested. And so I was just like, hey, are you still interested in this thing? And you came back with like, hell yeah, I'm interested. And I'm like, okay. But for reals, like now that you're interested, like, do you want to do it? Like, are you in? You're like, yes, I'm in. I'm like, okay. No, but seriously, like we haven't talked. Like, are you serious? Because I'm about to spend some money. And you're like, yeah. So, okay, here we go. And then a couple weeks went by. We started to text back and forth a little bit. And I'm like, okay, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm getting this thing going. You're like, okay, let's fucking do this. Let's go. And then after it was like, okay, acquired some, I was doing all my research on equipment and like, I didn't know anything. The only type of computer digital creative thing I ever done was I worked on Adobe Photoshop in yearbook class in high school. That was the last any type of digital production I've ever done. And it was just copy and pasting pictures. So there was a tall order in front of us that I'm like, okay, I got to figure out what we're doing. And then once it was like we started to acquire equipment and it's like, hey, I'm work on a logo, all this kind of stuff. It's like, okay, we're doing this. And then not like within 2 weeks after it's like, we're officially doing this, I got laid off from my job. Laid off, fired. I don't know what they want to call it. It's at this point, it was a mutual separation because at the time I was kind of bummed out, even though I wasn't the best employee for them. I'm not going to lie. Because I did things my own way. I didn't appreciate the way that they utilized me. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get my job done, but you're not going to tell me where to be and how to do it. So we had some friction there. But the problem was I produced. So, I was the pain in the ass, but they're like, look at the numbers. So it finally came to a point where it's like, look, we got to lay off somebody. We're paying this guy a whole lot more than we want to because we don't really care for him. He's going to be the one to go. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. It was somebody had to go. I was the highest man on the lowest totem pole. Get the fuck out of here. Fine. Whatever. It was the best thing that happened to me. Best thing. Because then it's like, okay, pedal to the metal. Let's do this. And now we're here. 2 years later, having to figure all this stuff out on the fly together, picking the dynamic of the podcast, figuring out the format, going over the logo, going over artwork, like all this kind of stuff. We're here. We did it. We made it. We're 2 years in, and it's the tip of the iceberg because believe it or not, it's taken us 2 years to just barely figure out the formula. So now it's to number 2. Now we gotta upgrade the equipment so that we can start matching the content.
There you go. Upgrade the environment. Come next year, I'll be recording in a new space. It'll look a little different.
Yeah, me too.
Make some changes.
Me too.
Make some changes.
Oh, we'll get to all the changes. Hey, let's just do a hard pivot because that's what we like to do. We just got over Christmas. You were out Christmas shopping for yourself to do your matchy for the things you got. I appreciate that. You're accessorizing your gear. I was out with the kids doing Christmas shopping, take them to lunch, and I overheard some quote-unquote witty banter between, I don't know, almost retired guy or just retired guy and 20-year-old waiter. And this dude, it's like, he's goes up to the table, goes to give service, and the guy's just like, how much you bench? To the waiter, because the guy looks somewhat fit. So it's like, okay. And then the guy's like, oh, I kind of just go to the gym a little bit, whatever. Here's your food. And he goes to try and walk away. He's like, so what you bench pressing, bub? What you got? What you putting up, bub? Like, well, like, is grilling this guy because he wants to have a conversation because his wife's ignoring him. It's like, I was just kind of curious. Like, I mean, waiters and waitresses, waitstaff, they're humans, kind of. Like, not really. They're just kind of like food delivery robots with an attitude. But
so not all of them have.
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to piss people off for no good reason. You know I like to do that. Just getting anybody that's ever waited tables, which is like 80% of America, is going to be like, fuck you, man. Like, yeah. But all that to be said, do you whip up witty banter with the waitstaff?
No.
Now, but if they whip it up with you, will you indulge?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Until my food comes. Like, don't try to talk to me when you're, like, handing me my food, because you know I'm about to eat. I've been sitting here waiting for this food. But all that, you come to the table to refill drinks and bring appetizers while we're sitting, fine. You want to talk? We can talk. Most of the time, if there's a dude who wants to talk sports, had a couple want to talk fantasy, no problem.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation until my food gets here.
Now,
I'm not starting the conversation.
What if you're in a situation like I was in, where, I mean, I do this kind of a lot, unfortunately. Are you messing with your AirPods case?
No.
Okay.
I'm about to drink some water. My mouth's kind of dry.
You're good. You're good. I heard the flippy thing. That's all.
Because I like to take the little wrapping off so they don't know whose water it is. You know, I don't give nobody no free advertising. You can't see the brand.
I stole that move from you. On like episode 3, I started peeling my water bottles.
Like you can see the teams on my hat, but you can't see the brand. I don't show the brand. I hate the fact that this brand is here, but they don't even make these jerseys anymore.
Adidas.
I'm not really advertising shit because they don't make jerseys anymore. That's how old this jersey is. Derrick Rose MVP season.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, have you ever, I've been in situations where I've been friendly to the wait staff before we got our food, and in the process that delayed my food coming because they're just like chatting with me and then forgot that they placed an order and then just go about their business. So I've had it backfire on me.
Them too long. It's backfired on me, food, because I hold them too long, and I'm not the first in order when they go back there. So I've talked to them for a good 10 minutes. Now he's got to go back there and hit the 3 people before me.
And then you get your food cold too.
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah. Don't be that guy. Don't talk to the wait staff. They're not people. Don't talk to them.
I only try to engage because I don't want to be rude, because I don't never start the conversation. I would never start a conversation with a wait staff. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
You don't start conversations with anybody, really.
There's no need to. Like,
you're a responder, not an engager.
There you go, man. I'll speak, but I'm going to keep it moving, man. I don't want to just randomly talk to people. We ain't got.
They're the worst.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we were having in common to talk about. I talk to my friends because we got shit in common. I know we got shit in common because I know you.
We're both wearing black shirts.
There you go.
We got that in common. Hey, it's been like a month now We're just going off. I feel right back into Black Irish now. This is great. It's been a couple of weeks without you just random shit. How are your balls?
Horrible. That was the most horrible thing I've ever. I knew you were going there. Not just my balls. My legs are starting to come back now, and that shit is bullshit. Oh man.
Is it in the spiky stage right now? So anybody who forgot, Mike shaved neck down like all the way, did a great job. Unfortunately saw a little too much, but he was slippery as a seal.
Yo, no, my legs are like spiky. So that's the bullshit, especially at night when they're touching each other in bed.
You're stabbing yourself.
So I got like sleep spread eagle, but then the hair around my balls in the area is still coming. It's the worst feeling. I'm gonna tell you now. Like I didn't know the fact because like I was so cocky about the shit. Like, damn, I don't got no problem. I'll shave.
It's the ramifications that are the punishment.
You don't think about the grow back. Yeah, the grow back that's in the process right now is bullshit, and my underarms, which is bullshit. So it's just all bullshit.
Oh, see the underarm. See that one I feel for you because that sucks because it kind of hurts. It's very sensitive area. How's your asshole?
It is. Asshole is pretty good. Asshole is the least. It doesn't like that hair doesn't really itch.
Now let me ask you this follow-up question to a few weeks ago. How was your first hairless shit?
It's honestly speaking, it felt a tad bit better, but I use wet wipes and it's not that big of a deal.
How was the wet wipes with no hair? Were you like, oh shit, this is clean?
Oh shit, now yeah, that part you look at it and like, oh yeah, this is pretty clean. No hair on there, man.
All right, now let's ask the final follow-up. Did you maintain the chesticles?
What?
Did you maintain the chesticles? Are you keeping the top torso?
Yeah,
shaved?
but it's not all the way back. I'm gonna keep my chest. I don't like chest hair anyway. So now that I've done it, I'll probably keep the chest hair going.
Yeah.
Probably not with a razor though. I'll probably use like a barber clipper, like something I use to shape myself up.
Bro,
like,
you know
like
the easiest thing? You just can't mess it up. Just put Nair.
No, it stinks. I've tried it before. It stinks so bad. I can't deal with it.
Do it in the shower.
It still stinks so bad, bro.
Really?
Like
I've done it before and I don't remember.
Oh, I almost gagged. Like I don't want to have to put myself through. Like I almost gagged off the Nair, bro.
Oh,
like,
really?
It smelled so bad.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder if you mixed Nair with like a good smelling like lavender lotion, if it would still do the trick and get the hair off. Probably, because it's just basically acid. I don't know. Interesting. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
maybe
would it still work? No, I think it does still work. I think I've seen someone mix it with like shampoo and it still worked. Or did they just put it in the shampoo bottle? I don't know.
See, that was something that my sister's ex-boyfriend, who had really, really long hair back in the day, he was so paranoid about his hair that when he went to the store to buy shampoo, he was nervous. You know, we grew up in Palmdale with a bunch of hooligan fucks that didn't have anything to do, so we'd play pranks on strangers. So he would smell every single shampoo bottle to make sure they all smelled the same and none of them had Nair in it before he would purchase it.
He's a smart guy.
Because he had hair, like 4 feet of hair.
He's a very smart guy. Because, yeah, no, I've seen it where, like, a couple girlfriend caught her boyfriend doing some shit or something like that. So, my man putting Nair in the damn.
Women are nasty. So Could you imagine if a dude did that to a chick?
See, that's the type of shit that'll get you killed. Like, somebody would commit murder for some shit like that. Like, you had a girl with a nice head of hair, or say they had grew dreadlocks or some shit, and it just, like, start taking their shit out when they put it. Bro, they would fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, they would fuck you up, bro. Like, that's the type of shit that I don't think you should go to jail for. I think you should get a pass.
If you kill somebody for nairing your hair?
Yeah.
You don't think it should be like they just have to be hairless for a year? No eyebrows, no nothing? That would be a light punishment.
I think you should get it, but at that, like, you can't control that. Like, in the bit of rage, I think if you kill them in that heat of rage because they nared your hair by putting it in a shampoo bottle, I think there should be some leniency. Like, I think it should be like a 5-year sentence, not like that's bullshit that you can't.
Consider it manslaughter. Like, you kind of had this coming. You know, like, it's in that same ilk. Like,
yeah, bro. Like, that's crazy.
It could have been an accident, but it wasn't.
I'll tell you now. I'll happily sit my life in jail. Don't worry. Actually,
you don't have that much hair.
Yeah, but I don't know how I will look bald, bro. Like, I got a funny shaped hair.
I can picture you bald right now. You're wearing a beanie. It's pretty easy.
No. This beanie has color and all types of shit. No.
Trust me, dude. You're gonna look fine when you go
the
bald.
That I know, because I don't know if my dad's side of the family is. But I heard you get your hair from your mom's side, and my granddad, rest his soul, had hair up to the bitter end. So.
Well, that's good to know, because I think I do have my mom's hair anyway. Because it's like,
and my mom has dreadlocks, so
yeah.
Hopefully, we stay on that and go from there.
All right.
Because I ain't trying to lose my hair, bro. My head is probably all funny shape.
My head is the funkiest shape you could ever see. I'm not kidding. You could feel my head, and I have lumps and bumps.
Shape, because you cut your sides down and all. Like, I don't do any of that.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Oh, did you know that I've been thinking about wiretaps lately.
Wiretap?
Yeah, I don't know why. That used to be a thing. You know that, right?
What?
Wiretaps.
It's not it used to be a thing. That your phone probably tapped.
But that's what I'm saying. We agree to this on a regular basis now. Like, the government doesn't have to have employees that are specific wiretap. I mean, you do for.
They probably have software that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's phone is tapped.
And we agree to it. We agree to it. We're eliminating jobs. We're eliminating jobs for the government. That's what we're doing. Because we're just agreeing to all these like, you can listen to anything I'm doing. Here you go. I need this phone.
They don't care. I don't care if you agree with it.
What about public cameras? I had never signed any agreement that you could film me in public. Why is that able to be used in a court of law?
Because the person who bought it agreed.
The government.
What do you mean? Well, all public cameras are not like, you talking about like the store?
No, I'm saying like they can use traffic cameras to pin you in court, where number one, in California, you don't even have to pay the traffic fines for these cameras, because they found that if there's not somebody to give you the citation, that's unlawful. You can't do that. So technically, if you live in California, you don't have to pay your traffic tickets if you get the flashy light in an intersection. But they just keep it in place and keep giving you tickets because some people don't know that. They keep paying their tickets. But you don't have to, because they're not allowed to do it that way.
California's coming out with a couple of good laws too lately. I've been reading. I forgot the most recent one I read. Make me like excited for California.
But at the same token, it's like, well, then can we just refute that evidence in court? Because I never signed up to be filmed by the government.
You don't have to sign up to be filmed. You get caught doing something illegal. I think that takes away your.
What if I'm not doing something illegal? Why are they allowed to record me?
Because they're trying to stop people from doing shit.
Doesn't matter. I didn't willfully say you could do that. I have to sign a waiver for everybody else to listen and watch me, but not the government.
Because they're tapping unknowingly.
I know.
The camera's right there. You can see it, bro.
Doesn't matter. My point is, why is it okay? Why is it that everybody else has to get sign off, but not the government?
Because the government is trying to stop whatever. In that traffic camera's case, traffic people from doing shit like running lights and saving lives. So they get a pass. Whatever conjunction they came up with, they're presented to the judge that signed off on the shit.
Whatever.
With that being said, you have a semi-point. But I don't know. I think people would agree with saving lives over your privacy in a public place.
I think you're wrong. I think most people would be like, yeah, fuck it. Take the cameras down.
I disagree.
Well, maybe we'll put up a poll of some kind. A stripper
there
poll.
You go.
And
or
do you think
can just go to the fact that it's been approved upon, so that means somebody.
I didn't approve it. There's a lot of shit that goes on that I don't approve of, Mike. Just saying.
But you ain't the majority. You're just Brendan.
That's right.
Exactly.
Somebody's got to
If
start.
the majority overrules you, then what? Like at your house.
Then poll
it's
everybody
you,
in
right?
America.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, right?
Yep.
4 of you, and you want to do something, and 3 people say they want to do it. Just because Brendan doesn't want to do it doesn't mean he's not going to do it.
That's
You're
right.
Gonna do it.
All I'm saying is,
Exactly.
if we ask everybody in America, you're saying that 51% or more would want the cameras to stay. And I'm saying I think 51% or more would be like, no, now that you mention it, I don't want you recording me.
Well, based on the information that we have, everything in our government goes under vote. And at some point, 51% of whoever had them agreed to pass this, agreed to pass it. Yeah. Whoever and wherever, sir.
Because they wanted money. I'm just saying, if you left it up to the people, it may be a different story. That's all I'm saying. If you left
it up to the people and you presented it as us doing this and collecting this ticket money keeps your taxes low and inflation down, guess what? You're going to lose again. So
maybe. I think you're underestimating how much people don't like the government these days.
People don't like the government in their privacy. Publicly at a light, you're not asking for any privacy, sir. You're outside.
But you're recording.
On the 495. Like, it's like I don't know how much privacy you're expecting to have.
Okay, so am I allowed to walk around with a camera in public and nobody can be offended? Yes.
Nobody can be offended. You're allowed. People are going to be offended. I don't see that happening. You can't. You're allowed to even record
that's what I'm saying, government. I'm offended. You're offending me.
Why? Are you offended by the people that walk down in LA all day recording everything? Do they offend you too?
If they point their camera at me, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I'm about to say they recording every damn thing randomly, and they're random people.
Yeah, that bothers me. And if they want to throw something up, you got to get a waiver signed, buddy. How about that?
Guess what, sir? The government doesn't.
I know.
They would have to get a waiver signed if they had to show you in court on someone else's case and you weren't actually doing anything wrong. Then the government would either have to remove you from that video or get approvals to show you then. But if they got you on camera speeding through the light, you think they need your approval to give you a ticket?
You don't think the government has the best version of Adobe Premiere Pro? They can't just do. Slice somebody out of some cameras.
Phone,
come on, man.
Exactly. If you can do it with a Google phone, the government can do it.
That's what I'm saying. This is ridiculous. That's why I don't care for it, is because it can be manipulated, and I'm not signing off on anything. And I just wanted to bring it up just to be an asshole. Do you think that trials are significantly shorter now because of all these cameras and watching and all this stuff? Because they could be like, "Oh, that's what you said? Actually, here's your text messages. We could just pull it up right here." You know, like, do you think it's like open and shut?
Man, listen, it's hard for you to do something either. Now, for example, like that, they couldn't just do that. They have to have a probable cause reason to get your text message access.
Right.
So, accusing you of murder is not probable cause. That's not probable cause because they don't have no proof. Probable cause, accusing you of murder, no, accusation.
Yeah, but if you're on a trial, then
the right. Because getting my text messages helps you prove your case. And you don't have no right to my text message. I pay my phone bill.
But now they can. The government can take over and seize and do whatever they want.
No. Apple won't give your shit up.
To the government?
You have Apple. Yeah, they won't. It's already been a situation with Apple. Amazon happily gives that shit. Like those recordings, Alexa and all that shit, they give that shit away. But that's why Apple is secure as it is. Apple doesn't just give you your shit. Like they need to be subpoenaed, and the subpoena needs to stand up. And
but that's what I'm saying is they'll still do it if it goes through the proper channels.
Yeah, every case is not going to get a subpoena. Like, excuse me. So what the fuck reason would they have to say, like?
I like that your improvement for that situation was to say fuck.
But
that's the Band-Aid.
So you gotta have a reason to subpoena somebody. Like, we all like law and order and shit. So
no, we all don't.
Subpoenas don't just come like left and right.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If you're going into a whole entire trial, it used to be it would take a long time, weeks, months. Do you think that now once it's officially like, okay, we have the evidence, let's start the trial on this date, it's like 3 days? Just because they have all access to all this information now?
No. Hell no. No trial start that quick, no.
All right. Shit, did you ever see Jury Duty with Pauly Shore?
No, but young Thug's been waiting to go to trial for a while now.
Who?
I know people who sit in jail for 3 years before they even get to trial.
Yeah.
And then still end up going straight to jail.
And then just going right, yeah, like we're gonna transfer you to this one now. Oh, well, speaking of transferring from prison and being on the shelf and sports, Trevor Bauer is getting reinstated by the Major League Baseball. And the Dodgers are doing this little PR stunt where they're pretending like they don't know what they're going to do and wait till the last second. They're definitely signing his ass.
Yeah, unless he wants to join the Red Sox, so we'll happily sign his ass.
Yeah, you will. And guess what? Red Sox fans won't care. But you're in bubble wrap Dodger Town, where it's either everybody's a Mexican gangster or a housewife. So there's just the dichotomy of this whole thing is very odd to navigate.
Dodgers stink.
Dodgers are in shambles.
They keep trying to buy championships and it's not working, and they're just going to keep
and they just tried to buy championships. It didn't work. And then so everybody that had talent that wasn't signed to a long-year deal left.
And let me just get this off my chest now before the season starts. Fuck the Anaheim Angels or whatever. Okay. What are they now? The L.A. Angels?
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim County, California.
To hell with them.
Why?
Because they got Ohtani.
Yep.
And your boy that they call the best player in baseball.
Yep.
And they don't win shit. They don't go out and spend any money. They let the Texas Rangers go out and get this massive ass rotation.
Yeah, the Rangers all of a sudden got good.
Yeah, and you still got your boy over here playing Trout, playing with that stink ass rotation of y'all, and you still ain't gonna win shit.
Yep, they suck. They're gonna suck for a long time.
They're gonna suck for a long time because they won't buy pitching. They'll pay Trout, and they won't pay anybody else. They're not going to pay Ohtani. They didn't give him a new deal. They're going to make this 1-year deal out, and then he's going to be a Yankee. Just so everyone knows, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, it's going to be a Yankee or a Dodgers, one or the other, because they're going to bid the most money.
Well, here's the thing that I want you to consider in the Ohtani
He's not even going to go up. He's not even going to go up for arbitration. No, San Francisco has a lot of money. I know you're going to.
So, no. There's two. There's West Coast, East Coast has all the digs on this, okay? So, Ohtani is going to get offers from the Dodgers and Giants that are legitimate. Like, he could accept those deals. They would be legitimate deals, whatever. Now, on the East Coast, you're going to have the Yankees trying to buy him out. You're going to have the Red Sox trying to fight the Yankees to get him. But with all this exodus that the Red Sox have, they might have some money next year. So that could be a possibility. But here's the thing I really want you to think about. The Mets will have Scherzer off the books after this next year. They could just swoop Ohtani into that mix and extend the deal for 10 years.
Yeah, but can you play Ohtani? Because they already paid massive for their outfield right now, I believe, right?
Yeah, but National League now has a DH. And if they take that 30 whatever million for Scherzer off the table, they could give that he's
wanting $50 million.
That's fine, but I'm just saying you're taking 36 or 43 or whatever his final number is off the table, and then you're adding the difference, but you get Ohtani.
If he has another 30 start under 4 ERA a year, he doesn't even have to be under 3, under 4 ERA a year, and he hits another 30 homers, he'll be asking for the most money Major League has ever seen.
And he should get it.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Mets is they're tricky because they have Scherzer on a big deal, and they also just signed Verlander for a 2-year deal. So both of these guys that they got a combined like $70 million a year are going to be gone in 2.
Gone in 2 years.
So they might be hurting paying that big salary tax in year 1, but then after that it goes away, and you have Ohtani and not 2 old guys.
And for my betting guys who listen to this podcast, and especially being there, Brendan and Callie, go get your early money now on them Padres, man. Go get it now. Go take your bets now while they got the Mets as the favorite. And everybody's going crazy of all these Mets moves, even with I don't know what they're doing with Correa right now. It's kind of in the mix.
Yeah.
Sign, unsigned, sign. I don't know. They said they still plan on signing.
Now I feel way better about the Giants thing. I'm like, okay, they were just smart and like, we're not playing this bullshit, dude. And then the Mets are like, we'll do it. And then they're like, well, hang on. That was a lot more crazy than I thought.
I don't know how he played the whole season on whatever knee they say he has, but clearly he has a knee issue that everybody's scared the fuck up. But the Padres, they're going to be soft.
Padres are going to be the ones to watch out for in the National League.
If they can find them a pitcher, one more. They need one more to their rotation.
See, but that's also an all-star break. You know, that's a trade deadline situation.
Maybe just come get sell now. If they want them, throw something decent. You can have Purcell. Y'all can fix him up and get him healthy. Throw him in as a fifth.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets and Padres ended up making a deal for a pitcher midway through the season, because I don't think the Mets are going to be as good as everybody thinks.
Right now they're the odds-on favorite on FanDuel to win the championship.
Good. Already. Bet the under for whatever their total wins is. I don't care what it is. It's
a tough division to be picking. Oh my goodness.
What? What's goodness?
I didn't see that they benched your boy today.
Derek Carr? Hey, we'll get to that. We're almost there.
It just popped up on the screen.
We're almost there. All right, well, yeah. So Dodgers suck. Trevor Bauer's back. He will be a Dodger. They're trying to pretend like they have a soul. They don't. It's fine. Just own it. I wish they would own it like the Raiders do. They're like, yeah, we don't give us all the degenerates. We'll rip your heads off. Be afraid. Fine. Be that. You're not the fluffy Dodgers anymore. Embrace the city. Embrace the gang culture. Come for people's throats. I don't know. I just hate the Dodgers. They're awful. And I love the fact that they just keep sucking and losing.
I want to hate the Dodgers, but my boy plays for them, so I can't hate him.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
the thing.
I'm going to be a fan of his always.
You can be a fan of his. But the problem is he ain't going to get a ring with the Dodgers.
He's already got a ring.
Exactly. So I said with the Dodgers if they keep this up. So you don't have to feel too bad for him.
I mean, they didn't get all the rings they should, but they do have one, Brendan.
Yeah, they have one with an asterisk and cardboard people in the seats. Good for you guys. Guess who saw you win it? Nobody.
They had to steal it. I mean, all the money they've been spending, without that ring, this shit would look like, or somebody would have to pay. Like, heads would roll. I would still make head rolls with this one ring. Like, who's the GM for the Dodgers, and why does he get to keep his job?
Yeah, I forget.
The last 7 years, at least, they should have at least 4 rings. Like,
I would say 3 is fair, but cool. 4 at least.
Well, they should have the national. They should have beat the Nash that year. That's at least 1.
Yep.
Like, Strasburg didn't finish any other season with that season. Like, he's still hurt. Like, to this day, he's hurt. So he's like a fucking dominant pitcher for the Dodgers in the playoffs. Like, they were ready. He earned like a new contract off that one series, and he hasn't played since.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Good for him. San Diego State alumni. Wow. Well, speaking of slightly winning, my college bowl picks. I did all the college bowl picks by myself the like a couple weeks ago, right before they started. And I'm not doing great, but I'm not doing bad. I'm 13-9, which is it's trash, but you also have to consider these are all the games that are happening before the real games. So I haven't watched any of these teams. I'm picking Miami of Ohio versus Bowling Green. It's from here on forward, that's the record that I'm like, okay, I'm hoping I get like maybe 4 more losses or less.
4 more losses.
Or less for the entire bowl season. So, that being said, we got some major games coming up this weekend in college football. So since you're back, and since we're into the meat and potatoes of this thing, I figured we'd go over the spreads of a couple of games coming up and see what your thoughts are. So the very first one we're going to go to is this Saturday, and that's Notre Dame versus South Carolina. Notre Dame is favored by 2 points. How do you feel about this game? The Fighting Irish versus the
I
Gamecocks.
haven't been paying attention to who's going, but I know Spencer Rattler's playing, so give me the Gamecocks.
Oh, all right.
I'll take the 2 points, though. But, yeah, I'll take the Gamecocks.
Yeah, I'm obviously going Notre Dame, but I think 2 points is pretty accurate as far as the spread goes. I think it's going to be a close one.
And who are you starting? Because Drew Brown's in the transfer portal, right?
Yeah. I don't know. But here's the thing.
Fun with that.
Here's the thing. Our defense is what's been keeping us in games against better teams towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Although, Drew playing the offense has been
South
explosive
Carolina
at times.
A better team, but they can be explosive.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And this is a big stage for him, just in case he wants to throw his hat in there. But this would be a game to go 5 touchdowns, no picks versus Notre Dame.
Yep. It's a show game.
It's definitely a show game. It's Notre Dame. People's always watching.
It's Notre Dame bowl game on a Saturday when there's no other bowl games going on
right
at that
before
time.
the big game starts, so you're like leading into.
Yeah, we're the appetizer. Still really good. You're excited for it, and then the main course comes. And so we have Tennessee versus Clemson. Clemson's favored by 4.5. See, you flip-flop, because last time you said Clemson and I took Tennessee. Tennessee is going to give Clemson the ass whooping they've been waiting for all year.
Yeah, because all the Clemson dudes are NFL dudes. They're not going to play.
Yeah. Tennessee's going to wax, I think.
Even though Hyatt isn't playing for Tennessee and they're playing with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I still like Tennessee. I don't like ACC versus SEC in most cases. There always seem to be an athleticism difference. I'm not going to say a speed difference because the ACC has Miami and we bring speed. But just an overall athleticism, so size and speed combination.
Yeah, agility, able to move and dominate the player
like
opposite
their defensive
you.
linemen and be running like 4.6, where we don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's not something that
yeah, to where if they all did the same things in the combine, Clemson would be significantly more attractive. Put it that way. They jump higher, they run faster, they bench more, they can go side to side better. All of the things.
There you go.
All right, Tennessee it is. Then we move on to Bama.
And they'll cover, actually. I think they'll cover.
Well, they're getting 4.5 points.
Oh
Tennessee is getting 4.5. They're going to win.
Oh, that's crazy. They're going to win.
Yeah, I agree. Bama versus Kansas State. Bama's giving 6.5.
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
That is going to be a massacre.
Yeah, that one I could see being like 33-10.
Like if you had a wide open offense or something like that, I'd give you a chance because I know Bama's not going to come to play. But that high school run it at Alabama,
yeah,
you can keep that, buddy. Stand a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Bama covering that easy.
2-back I-formation offense is the only team that's probably run that and beat Bama in the last since Saban's there. Probably LSU, maybe.
Again, with
and the
superior athletes like Leonard Fournette's back there. Like, come on. You got
like superior defensive athletes like Tyrann Mathieu and Arden Key, like dudes that are going to the NFL. Like that. That's what you need if you're just going to be trying to line up and punch Alabama in the mouth. Kansas State?
Yeah.
Bill Snyder, I wish you your best, buddy. But
yeah, this is going to be a JV varsity type game.
Definitely.
Then we move on to the meat and potatoes. TCU versus Michigan. Michigan is getting a ton of love.
I'm not taking that 7. They're not covering that 7.5.
I don't think so either. I think had it been 6.5, like the Georgia game, I'd be like, maybe 7.5.
I don't know. It's a blowout. It's a real blowout possibility. I just think TCU's quarterback is not going for it. I don't think Duggan's going for it. Because honestly speaking, Michigan's defense is the strong point of their team, and TCU's defense is not really good. Just being honest.
Yeah.
On most days.
That's why they're in all these shootouts.
Yeah, but having 15 days to get ready for one team, I believe that they'll be okay. Because Michigan likes to run the ball.
They like to run, so if you can kind of stifle them a little bit and keep yourself in the game.
I'm still going to take TCU with the points.
I'm taking TCU with the points, but I still think Michigan wins.
I definitely think Michigan wins.
Yeah. I think it's a last possession, last 2 minutes type of game. You know, Michigan may have the ball and just need to run out the clock, something like that. But yeah, I'll take the points. Or maybe a touchdown, and that half a point's all the weight in the world.
All you need, yeah.
And then we go on to, I think is going to be the most exciting game, is Ohio State versus Georgia. Georgia's giving 6.5.
It's going to be a very exciting game, but I got something to tell you, my guy. The Buckeyes are going to win.
See? That's why it's interesting. There's a weird...
The highest, most high-selling, the highest price, hardest to get college football ticket you've ever come across in your life. Michigan, Ohio State for the championship, bro. It is going to be utterly ridiculous. Like all the week leading up to that game, it's going to be ridiculous, bro. But that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I see. Because I don't think Georgia's...
My problem is defense. I can't be satisfied with Ohio State or Michigan winning the title, so I need Georgia to win. So you just swayed me to root for Georgia. Because there's a little piece of me, like right here, like adjacent to my heart, that I'm like, fuck, I think Ohio State's going to win. But I have to curb that. I got to push it down where the rest of my feelings are, like right below my navel. Push them down. And just go with my head and go Georgia.
And my thing is strength versus strength is their offense versus defense. But I think Ohio State's defense is a little better than Georgia's offense.
Listen, man, if the quarterbacks had to fight in the middle of the field, I'm taking Ohio State all day.
Yeah, I just think.
But that's not what's going to happen. And I really don't like Stetson Bennett, so it's really hard to root for this little pompous shit. But
I just think Ohio State's offense will be able to score enough points, and their defense is going to shut Georgia down. I think they're going to shut Georgia down.
See, that's the thing I'm nervous about, is I think Georgia might only be able to score 13 to 17 points in this game.
Exactly.
That's the thing that makes me nervous, because Ohio State, all they got to do is score 3 touchdowns and they win. Yeah, one touchdown out of 4 quarters.
And they got a winner on the outside. So one-on-one coverage, blitz or anything, Marvin Harrison
I'm reconvincing myself about Ohio State. I hate this conversation.
Let me just say it. One-on-one coverage on the outside, Marvin Harrison Jr. will win.
Yeah.
He will win.
And then you got to take that safety out from over the top, and then that leaves something over the middle. So there's a lot of problems that Ohio State
what Georgia
brings.
Does is dominates. Georgia dominates the line of scrimmage, but Ohio State has 3 possible NFL guys, so I think they're going to be decent. I think they're going to hold up.
But here's the other thing, too, is the difference between Georgia's line being dominant on offense and defense and Ohio State is Georgia runs the ball more than Ohio State does. So if Ohio State, if they can get the ball out quick, they're neutralize the line. They neutralize that defensive line. They don't do the quick
stuff. That's the benefit. Georgia will have a chance because Ohio State gets the ball downfield. Like they have dynamic athletes.
Yeah, that's what they do. I'm saying they would have to adjust their game plan to do a lot more quick instead of Marvin Harrison 40-yard bombs.
After Michigan dominated them, maybe they'll go to a little bit more quick passing game, and if so, it might be trouble.
Just because you have to do something to neutralize the line, like you're saying. Like you can't run at them. Yeah. You got to trick them into the draw plays and counters. That's the only way you're going to get yardage there. And so if you also give them 3.5 seconds, they're on your ass. So you got a tight window there to give your athletes a chance to play.
It's going to be a great game.
It's going to be the best game. It's going to be so good. And I love the fact that it's the later game. Like, everything about it's beautiful. I'm going to be excited to watch that game.
New Year's Eve. Ooh.
Also because I don't really have any stake in the game other than I don't want Ohio State, Michigan. So that's the only thing that I'm rooting for is I'm rooting for Georgia just so it's not Ohio State, Michigan.
I want Ohio State, Michigan. Just like I wanted Duke, Carolina last year in the Final Four. I want
the biggest rivals on the biggest stage. I only want Ohio State, Michigan if somebody's gonna get like decapitated when the other team loses. Like sacrifice a goat at the 50-yard line. Something.
You know how much
if they sacrificed a Wolverine.
Michigan, how much like the other team would have one up on the other if you beat them for the championship.
My gosh. Until you were able to beat them again. So even if it's like this scenario could happen. Ohio State, Michigan go to the dance. Ohio State beats Michigan. Ohio State doesn't get back to this dance for 10 years. They're still like, we beat Michigan. I don't give a fuck. Because guess what? If we don't get there, you can't beat us. We are still the winners. We went 2-9 this year, but we still got the championship over Michigan. We're the winners.
There you go, like that.
That's when you know a rivalry's deep. When it doesn't matter what your record is for the next 3 years, you're like, doesn't matter. We got them.
There you go, man. That's how I feel about
bad guys neutralized.
They can't. This dude is dragging the American flag on the ground. What the people with this new shit all over the place? I see all kinds of shit.
People are weird. We're running a little bit, but we'll go to the NFL playoff picture next week.
I'm about to say. I mean, I got time. You want to shoot?
Well, let's run through. I had two quick scenarios with the NFL playoff picture.
Fantasy football shot caller.
Yeah, don't rate everything. So listen, Tua's out for Miami. Miami is on the bubble of the wild card. Is there a chance with Tua out that Miami slides out of the playoffs and maybe the Jets come back? If Miami loses 2 games and the Jets win 2,
yeah, I think Miami has a winnable game this week, even with Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay.
I think it's like the Patriots or something. Patriots stink.
Yeah, we'll see. And here's my other one.
Mac Jones is the dirtiest player in the NFL. Let me just get that out there. McCorkle, sorry to say that. He is the dirtiest motherfucker there is.
Well, after last week when he just got owned by the Raiders and looked like a little kid sitting on the ground, he's like, I'm fucking somebody up.
Yo, that shit was so dirty, yo.
Oh, man.
But don't worry, this week somebody's going to rock his
He's going to get cracked. He's going to get cracked. Yeah, it's one of those things like in baseball, you know, if you like hit a bat or something, the next pitcher's going to come out and hit you. If you're a dirty offensive player, doesn't matter who you play the next week, the defense is like, hell nah, bitch.
Hell no.
I'll do this for everybody. Because that's one of those things where it's like defense is defense and offense is offense. And it doesn't matter if you're not on the same team. Like, you kind of have this camaraderie. Like, we're the go-getters. You guys are the getawayers. We gonna go get you. Don't do that to us. We'll show you what happens if you treat us like that. Dirty.
No, that's exactly what's going to happen, I think.
He's going to get... yeah. So that leads into a couple of things. We're coming up on Fantasy Football Championship week. Okay?
Congratulations to you.
I don't know why you say congratulations. I knew I was going to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I should say thank you.
There was a point in the season where it wasn't so guaranteed.
No,
but
it was pretty guaranteed.
Congratulations, my guy.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I'll accept it on the second one. But so I am the shot caller.
So now I'm rooting for whoever you're playing against, which I know who you're playing against, but I'll let you tell the world. But I'm rooting for them, just FYI.
Well, I'm playing my wife.
Yes. And the humbleness that you just regretted to show made me want to root for her. So let's go down.
So guess what I did? Because I am the fantasy football master. I went up and I picked up all the quarterbacks. She's got Mac Jones starting. She also has Taylor Heineke starting, who is no longer starting. Now Carson Wentz is going to start. So I picked him up. Shoop. I picked up Davis Mills. Shoop. I picked up Gardner Minshew. Shoop. I picked up anybody that could have 15 points or more in the quarterback position. And she's going to have to settle for a Nick Foles or a Colt McCoy.
It's going to suck ass if she settles for one of them and they go out there and light it the fuck up on you, bro.
Then all good. Then I made the wrong choice in the quarterbacks that I picked up to make sure that she didn't have the proper sound. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna go cut Dak. She can pick him up.
Okay, I'll pick him up.
You can't. You're not fast enough. You got a full team.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'll drop one of these other shit bum quarterbacks and pick him up. Doesn't matter. Even if she were to pick up Dak,
then she's gonna be able to get the shit bum.
I'd still be good.
She's gonna be able to get the shit bum.
Doesn't matter.
If she picked up Dak, she'd take your ass. We got the Tennessee Titans this week.
It doesn't matter. One quarterback play is not gonna.
300. Her rest of her team is good. She's in the fucking championship, dude.
Yeah.
Like you act like she's not in the championship with you. Like you two are in the championship.
I just tend to score more points.
You tend to. All you need is you did go on like a 3-game losing streak though this season.
I think a 4-game losing streak actually.
Okay. So if a 1-game losing streak happens this week, guess what? You lose to your wife for the championship.
Yeah,
it could be the greatest day ever.
Maybe.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in that house after you lose to your wife in the championship, knowing how competitive she is.
No, this is one of those wins that I'm just gonna have to put in my pocket and just be like, got it.
You're not gonna win. I just told you she's gonna win, and I would love to be a fly.
That's
on the wall
perfect because if anybody has paid attention to anything Mike said about fantasy football, he's awful and the worst. By the way, you're playing to stay out of last place. This is the guy. This is the guru. You're playing my shit brother's team for 9th and 10th place out of 10. That's where you are in our fantasy lives.
Oh, you think I kept going, paying attention to that shit after I'm not in the playoffs?
It kind of looks like your team stayed the same, so it looks like you're trying just as hard. You just have an awful team.
My team stayed the same. I would have made changes, dude. I'm sure they're better.
Well, you might want to make some changes so you can stay out of the cellar, because otherwise you're going to be a cellar dweller again. Like I said at the beginning of the season, I'm going to go back and clip all this shit. I probably won't. But it's like at the beginning of the season, I'm like, I'm going to win. You're going to be in last. And where are we at? I'm in the championship game. You're in the last place game. Fantasy football shot caller. Tell me I'm wrong.
You ain't won yet. You're not in first place.
I won last year. So I'm the current champion. Dethrone me.
Bro, you have a game to play on Sunday.
Actually, it starts Thursday and goes to Monday.
Then you talk shit.
No, I hope this is what I do. I talk shit first and then follow through on it.
I hope Zeke has 7 touchdowns.
Everybody's ass. I'm in the championship game in my other league too. I'm in championship game in 2 out of 3 leagues.
You're gonna lose that fucking championship to whoever you're playing.
You don't even know my team in that league. Now you're just saucing it up.
I don't care. I just want them to kick your ass just because you're talking shit.
Yep. That's all you got.
Yep.
You got no moves.
Yep. That's all I got. At this point, I don't got shit else.
That's right.
I don't got no team in the fight. Yep. Let's go down, pal, and whoever's in the other league, kick Brendan's ass. Even though we can't see the other league, so we don't know.
Funny enough, you want to know who's I'm facing in the other league?
You make believe league that we don't know if it really exists.
It's or not, the guy that. Do you remember the shit talking session that I read the guy's comments and how he was being a bitch last year? It's that guy. The guy that was like threatened to quit the league because he didn't like me trash talking.
He's definitely going to kick your ass.
He actually might, just because I don't like him so much. And to the point where he's like calling out other people. Like, I just stayed off this message board all season because I'm like, everybody gets their panties in a bunch. So like 2 weeks ago, this guy, his name's Marv. I don't mind calling him out, Marv. That he was like, oh, what happened to everybody talking shit all this year? Blah, blah, blah. You guys can't take it. And I'm just like, ugh. All right, I got to say something. I was like, hey, Marv, just so you know, you're the one that usually can't take a joke or take the trash talk. And then he came over the top with some stupid bullshit like, you know, oh, well, hey, I'm just fine with this, and I'm just, defending himself like he can dish it and take it. So I'm just like, okay, buddy. So then once I knew he was going to beat his opponent in the semifinals, I just very nicely on the message board, Merry Christmas, Marv. That was it.
Merry Christmas, Marv. You sound
because
like
he knows what's coming. I don't care if I get kicked out of the league after this week. I'm coming hard at Marv. Anytime my player scores a point, I'm going to fucking bam, blow his ass up.
Bro, I feel so bad for you after you lose.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's the great thing for Marv. If he does beat me, he gets all the good feelings. All of them. That's the risk I'm willing to take. I might be giving him everything he wants. But on the off chance that Dingleberry King loses, he can suck my entire asshole. I'm so sick of people that try to talk shit, can't take it, and then cry about it. Fucking quit the league, Marv, you bitch. I love you, Scott, for running the league. I'm sorry if I get kicked out. I kind of don't care anymore because I'm so sick of not having fun playing fantasy football and talking shit. It's not worth the money.
Of all the shit you want to me.
I know. That's why our league is fun. So there you go. Roostin, napalming my entire fantasy football league. Sorry. That's just how it has to happen sometimes. That being said, let's move on to more positive stuff. Okay? More positive stuff. Are you watching anything lately? Do we need to do this segment this week?
I'm not watching anything lately.
I just watched Avatar for the first time.
Oh, no, I watched both of the Law and Order series. Both of this season, SVU and Organized Crime. Organized Crime is so better. I'm just going to be honest.
That's the spin-off-y one, right? The newest one?
Stable.
Yeah, that one was okay. That one wasn't the worst background that I had to watch. I say I saw Avatar for the first time, like the original one from 2009, but it's only because I tried to watch it once or twice before and I kept falling asleep. And guess what?
Did you enjoy it?
Not really. It was okay. Like, I get it at the time. It was like all these crazy colors, cool, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, the movie kind of sucks and it's almost 3 hours.
I don't want to see all those colors and shit. I'd be high. I don't want to see that shit. That shit ain't gonna do nothing but fuck with my brain.
Yeah, that's fun. All right. Well, let's move on to our top 5 this week, since it's the end of this year and the beginning of a new. As we're recording, we'll throw out top 5 personal goals of 2023. What are we gonna put our dicks on the table and say we're gonna try and accomplish in this upcoming year? So I'll start. I would like for one of the things I accomplished this year is to be a headliner on a comedy show. Like a real one, like called out as a headliner, not just like, hey, I put you in the headliner spot, which is great. I love it. I've been treated that way a couple of times, and it's very awesome. But I want to be billed as the headliner. So that's one of my goals for 2023.
Mine is to lose about 40 pounds.
40?
Not lose 40 pounds, actually. I just want to tone up, and if 40 pounds happen to come off in the process, and so be it. I'm about 230 now, so getting down to 190 is not bad.
Okay.
More so like 200, so like 30 pounds.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah. Like 195 to 205 for you is probably solid.
Yeah, it's probably where I want to be.
I like that.
Which shouldn't be too hard. But
one of my goals for 2023 is to get into the best shape of my life, which I'm already pretty much there because I've treated my body like shit for the majority of the time I've been on this planet. But I want to get into the best shape of my life that's sustainable. Like, I don't need to worry about cheat days necessarily, but like, if I feel like having a burger every couple of days, it doesn't throw me off. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to be on this crazy diet regimen to keep up whatever I'm doing. It's like it's sustainable. So that's one of my goals for next year. Is to be in slightly better shape than this, but not have to struggle to get it as much. Or keep it, I should say.
Financial growth is goal number 2 for me. So growing my job, growing my individual businesses, just overall financially grow my portfolio or something to say.
There you go.
My means of income and the amount that it brings me. So yeah.
Got you. Okay, that kind of is similar thought process for one of mine, which is getting solid sponsors for this podcast. Sponsors that we endorse their product, we believe in it, we use it. I'm not, I know it sounds weird, but I'm just not one of those guys like, hey, you're going to throw me money? Cool. Because I don't want to be associated with certain things if I don't agree with it, because it's going to reflect poorly on us. So one of my goals is to acquire some solid sponsors for this podcast, which means I got to go out and start having meetings and stuff, but I'm down with that.
Well, that's cool, because goal number 3 for me is just to become better at being a podcaster with our podcast, more engaging, just overall better at my end of Black Irish. So
the Irish part.
Lots of improvements I see that I can make.
Right on.
You know, in the Irish part.
You have all the luck. I mean, somebody in this has to have the luck. I think we both feel like the other one has the luck. We should just bang our heads against each other. It will be fine. Another personal goal for mine in 2023 is to read. I've gotten really into reading again lately. I forgot how much I loved it. 12 significant books, like one a month is for the betterment and progress of me in life. And then 6, like in between those books, that's just silliness. Complete fiction out there. Explore the imagination. You know what I mean? Those type of things. So 18 books total, 12 significant, 6 silly.
Another goal for me is to spend more time with people I love and self-care. I love myself too, so I would throw myself in that. But just a lot of my free time I spend on myself, man. I spend a lot of time by myself. I don't spend a lot of time with, let's say, family or so on and so forth. And in 2023, I want to change that, man. Life is short. I don't know how long we're going to be here. So I want to start to be able to take advantage of the time I do have. So 2023 will be a lot more of that, a lot less of wasting time that I could be using to either spend with people or just do other stuff instead of just being a lazy bum at times, is what I call myself. So
yeah, I feel you on that.
Something I want to do.
And I think the last one that I have as like a personal goal is to design and start distributing merch. I'm very much into the fashiony part of it, and I really wanted to indulge my curiosities and my kind of love for clothes and stuff like that. So part of, all these things are to help other parts of life and stuff. So I've got some designs that I've like scribbled out or done some stuff on the computer, and I want to start applying it to clothing and all that kind of stuff, or hats, what have you, and start getting it out there. Even just more for like the design process. Like I really enjoy that part, and seeing how it looks while people are wearing it. Like I enjoy that part too. So those are like my 5 main personal goals for the upcoming year. What else you got? What's your last one?
I don't know, man. I don't have a 5th one, I guess. I'm just overall growth, man. I just want to grow as a person, human being, be a better person, grow in my faith. Just everything, man. Just overall personal growth. Becoming the best Michael that there is to offer,
Forward progress, no regression.
There you go, man. Better human being. Even if it's not about there's no gain to it per se. Like no actual tangible gain. Just becoming an overall better person, doing better by people, doing better by life. So.
I dig it. Yeah, so honorable mention for personal goals of 2023 for both of us. Be happy. That's
always.
I know we say always that's the goal, but I would like for us to actually do our due diligence to try and acquire some happiness for ourselves.
Life kind of gets in the way of that at times, but I tell you this, man, I aim to be happy daily. That is my daily goal.
And I think that
one day at a time, man.
Both of us, unfortunately, kind of take ourselves out of the game a little bit too much when it comes to allowing ourselves to be happy. You know, there's just too much other stuff going on.
I wake up happy every day. The course of a day, my mood goes in, but the blessing of waking up daily, I am happy for. So I start every day happy, and I try to go to bed happy every night. Happy thoughts, happy life. Lately, this is a season that if you're with us and we're 2 years in, I'm sure I've spoken on things that happen this time of year for me. So, but, you know, it's life. We go through it. See what it is, right?
Yeah. And that's one of those things where as long as we don't take ourselves out of the game and we allow ourselves to be happy and not let other people, you know, rain on our parade if we're not in their area.
There you go, man.
It's all good.
Don't let nobody rain on your parade.
Part of that is being good to other people. Then you feel good about you, and then you allow yourself to experience the good stuff and not just worry about why it's going to go away or not be good. That's the hard part, is tricking ourselves that things are good. Because they usually are.
Yes. There you go.
All right. 2023, the year of tricking ourselves. Bring it on, baby.
Well, don't trick yourself. Let it be reality, man. Why not?
I know. Reality is reality.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, it's great to see you. 2 years, 104 episodes. We're just getting started.
And a White Sox hat.
And a red White Sox hat.
Great to see you.
My Lanta. I love you, dude. I'm so glad that we're still doing this.
Too, my guy.
And I can't wait to see where we go.
To the moon. Where else?
Past the moon.
That's what humans said they went, right?
Yeah, you're thinking small potatoes, man. I'm thinking other galaxies. We'll get you there. That's part of your podcast improvement, is loftier goals.
There you go.
Sky's the limit, and then we go further.
Always.
All right, buddy. Well, on that note, let's close out 2022 with a bang. I love you so much, man. Love everybody that pays attention to us. It's a lot of fun. We're going to keep doing it. Follow us to get more of us. Okay? You can follow Mike on Instagram at BlackIrish213. You can follow myself at Brendan McCorkle Comedy. You can follow us at Black Irish Pod. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Let's see if 2023 we can bring down the government with love. Love y'all.
Love you, my guy.
Peace.